as we jump into the next game here. Looking like all Hikaru, but, you know, Quang is just, he's hanging within reach here.
And very importantly, he stopped the bleeding, right? Because Hikaru, he just goes on these runs, on these hot streaks. He's the master of momentum management. He knows when he feels his opponent's weakness, and then he pounces on it. So I think stopping the bleeding, also keep it at some point. He needs to start winning. Liem does.
Yeah, we see an opening here, which definitely the players are going to be ultra familiar with. But again, it comes from that opening that we saw right in game 1 of the match, the TROMPOWSKY. Bishop g5, taking on f6. And I do think we'll see, I guess, a long castle idea now that I've seen queen f3 on the board.
It's very inviting because you put pressure on the d5 pawn as well right after that, not allowing black to finish development. Very tricky position, and it's sort of easier to get into these tricky openings when you're the one with a 4-point advantage in the match.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Bishop takes c5. I expect castling, although it makes me wonder about the move d4. I was expecting maybe bishop takes c5 first. Perhaps we'll just transpose.
He castles anyway, the queen is pinned, and the best move was queen a5 to unpin. Instead, he takes the pawn. Is it time to jump in with the knight to e4 idea I was saying, but bishop b5 the best move?
Yeah,
and
best move in play. Yeah, exactly. Hikaru understands that this is the moment to seize. There is a pin on the d file. There's a pin from the bishop. Castling, by the way, Tanya, is barely even safe, right? You're not going to castle kingside and feel great about your decision. So it's not like you're just castling to safety here. No, it's difficult. Your king's not safe in the middle. It's not safe on the king side. You have pins everywhere. I mean, what do you even play here?
When you're playing against Hikaru, the king isn't safe anywhere. I mean, you castle on the king side, h-pawn starts moving up the board. You're already looking at all ideas what set up mate with potential rook lifts, h4, h5, h6. And like you said, king on e8, how long can you live there for? And you really even have time to go long castle. Maybe he's setting that up with the move queen b6.
Interesting. Yeah. Queen b6 hits the bishop, but again, taking is well timed because there's no knight takes on d4, and I think that was something he was expecting.
But this apparently is not the right way to recapture. Is it time to go knight e2, develop, hit that bishop on d4?
Yeah, I wondered about knight e2 first, but I think just the fact that the bishop gets undermined here is what brings you to knight e2, when the reality is queen takes f6, threatening the rook with check, preventing castling. You can follow with knight e2 afterwards. So knight e2 is the right idea, but take that pawn first while you can.
And I think had he done it before, Liem would have happily gone long castle in that position, the rook defending the bishop on d4 as well. So Hikaru, on top of things, he takes that f6 pawn, and now the king is truly stuck at the center. All the ideas of knight takes bishop as well. You could go rook f1, hit that bishop again.
Yeah, I really like that idea. I was also looking at knight e4. Now, there's a queen e3 check that can happen, so I'm not so sure about that. But I'm looking at anything and everything involving a knight d6 or a knight c7 check where the queen cannot take this bishop.
Sneaky stuff here, knight d5. If bishop takes knight, rook takes bishop would threaten the e5 pawn, apart from also defending its own bishop on b5. Hikaru on top of everything right now. This is a full board press by him.
Yeah, not to mention queen e7 checkmate is threatened. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, just go ahead and mention that one. It's easy to miss in the melee that we're looking at here. But yes, queen e7 was actually a checkmate threat.
I completely missed that one. It would have been a mate in one if I was playing this position with the black pieces. So many ideas, and now the f2 bishop is left hanging. Sure, you can take the knight on d5, but the bishop's going to be pinned there. Could you just win the piece? Queen takes bishop, queen c5.
Agree. It looks like maybe Quang's trying to bail himself out with a queen g5 check to unpin, but I imagine tactically there's just no way that actually works. However, it does need to be worked out, and I'm assuming that Hikaru is, realizing king b1, there's nothing you can do now to unpin.
He's such a cool customer. He simply sidesteps that check that you mentioned, the defensive resource, and now the bishop on d5. Eternal pin against the queen. You're not going to save this one. The